Hello, everyone. It is your favorite podcast host and my brilliant co host, Rowan. How are we
Hey
doing
there.
today, Rowan?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a while. It's
It
been a while,
has.
yeah.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
It's, it's amazing to be back. It's been 2 years,
I
actually.
think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 years? Yeah. I think it's been 2 years.
I believe
A
so.
lot has changed. A lot has changed. I'm in college.
Mm.
Rowan is in uni.
I'm in
Um,
university.
yeah, that's crazy. Rowan, what are you studying, bro?
I'm studying geography currently. Doing a 3 year degree. So
My
yeah,
boy.
it'll be pretty interesting and fun. So yeah, that's it really.
My friend is going to pass with flying stars. Well,
We hope.
it's
We
been,
hope.
we hope. Well, everyone, it is um you're probably wondering where we've been.
Mm.
Um yeah. Uh you know that last year of school where you just need to like disappear off the face of everything. Me and Ron thought it was best to stop the podcast for a bit and focus on things that are really important to us, and we're back. We're back, and we have one more episode after this.
Mm.
So this is the semi finale
Yeah.
or the second last episode, however you want to see it. And we just want to make it as enjoyable as it's been. We know we haven't been uploading as recent, and it's been a while, but for these last two episodes, we hope you enjoy it. And with no further ado, Rowan, let's get into it.
Before I do, I just want to say a quick word.
Yeah,
If you're watching this, thank you. We appreciate you. Like we're just doing this for fun. We thought it'd be an interesting project. It just got pretty busy at like obviously as Jonathan's saying at school and yeah, and unfortunately this is the semi final. We're gonna end this, and
yeah,
we'll try
yeah,
our best to end it with a bang, but
yeah,
we'll see. It might be good or not. So okay, so we're gonna do regular news stuff for now. Right, so
yeah,
what I'd like to talk about today, so the first topic is the obviously the banning of the XXL bully dogs in the UK. Now, this has been
yeah,
slightly controversial. We've seen definitely um so basically the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has basically said that on the 31st of December he's going to ban XXL bully dogs because they're dangerous.
yeah.
Um what do you think of this, Jonathan? What do you think?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, back home in Uganda, I had a barbell.
Mm,
Obviously, not the same as an XL bully dog, obviously, but it was, I would say, kind of the same, in my opinion. I feel like there should be certain restrictions on the dogs. Yeah, I
mm.
feel like there are certain ways that this matter should be treated, but personally, I don't feel like they should be banned. I feel like more restrictions on the dogs in terms of training the dogs, how the dogs are kept, um, on how to get the dogs. It should be more difficult. You should be more qualified to
Mm,
get the dogs instead of just going to the pound one day and being like, "Oh, hello, can I have X or bully dog?" And they give it to you. I feel like people who are more trained
yeah,
should have them, and it's something that has been there for a bit, and I feel like the best approach instead of banning dogs or putting them down is to have more restrictions. And I mean, they're creatures, man.
yeah.
They're living things. They don't deserve that, and it's something tough. Ron, what do you think?
So, before I go to my point, you were saying you had a dog which was like similar to the XXL, right?
Yeah, a bobble,
Um,
yeah.
did you experience like do you think like they're quite harmless if like the way did you train it well, or do you just think like training is quite quick key?
Well, I mean, it wasn't per se my dog, but
Yeah,
I lived with it. It was my sister's dog.
I see.
It was the way you approach it. If you're scared and if you're
Mm,
iffy, or if you show like you're scared of it, it will look at that
Mm.
and be like, I know that if you're scared of me, I can attack you. But if you come with a level mind
Yeah.
and you're in the same headspace and you're like, I'm gonna chill with this dog, it will be okay. You just need to approach it in a way where it doesn't feel hostile to the dog, and it will be okay with you. And I I used to be scared of it. Probably still am scared of it.
Mm.
But it's a harmless dog when you just treat it the right way with the right people. Like my sister, she
Yeah.
had like some kind of training with the dog. Um, the dog knows her. If someone like touched her, the dog would start
Yeah.
growling. So it depends on it really depends on the person, depends on how it's brought up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's quite a good point there. I mean, my opinion, like, it's quite similar to yours. Obviously, the XXL bully does look quite menacing. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
quite a big dog.
Yeah.
It's been breeded to, to defend, and like I don't know, I'm not sure what was his original purpose, but it definitely looks like quite built, and very intimidating, especially for like, yeah, I guess like normal people and like
Yeah.
younger people as well. But yeah, on that standpoint, I think it's definitely a good idea that, like a restriction should be put in place, for people to get the dog. And I know it's quite hard because like you're like, oh, I should be able to buy any dog, right?
Yeah.
Um, and like, because at the end of the day, like it's a dog, but some are like more aggressive than others and more dangerous. So
Yeah.
like, for example, like I think like you should maybe be able to like, be like have evidence that you've trained an aggressive dog
Yeah.
before, or, that you know how to handle it. Obviously, and
Yeah.
if you don't, like, have it on the lead, because like if you let an aggressive dog off the lead, it's quite likely that it might attack. I'm not saying it will, but
Yeah.
obviously there needs to be some kind of regulation. Unfortunately, because it's raised concerns. These dogs, some of them are, attacking, but
Yeah.
it could be the dog's fault, could be the owner's, but just like, maybe like buying alcohol. In the UK, you have to be 18. Obviously,
Yeah.
people still buy them illegally, but it kind
Yeah.
of, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe you should have some experience, or like something to say that you know how to handle a dog, because that will,
Yeah.
decrease. It'll decrease the fear of them. Right now, there's a big
Yeah.
fear, but a lot of people on the side of not wanting to ban him. I think maybe Richard Sunak has has something against him. Maybe,
Yeah.
um, a lot of owners,
Yeah.
a lot of owners, the owners themselves don't want them banned, but a lot of the population actually want them banned.
Yeah.
Um, and I think like somewhere it said like, I don't know what source it was, but like, um, I think a lot of people fear them. That's the main
Yeah.
reason. Um, but
From the source we got, me and Ron, from the source we got, 11,000 people signed a poll saying that XO bully dogs should be banned, and that was 97%. The source isn't very credible, really, but from what we found, 11,000 people on a poll said um it should be banned, 5% said it shouldn't be banned, and yeah, back to Rishi Sunak. I think he has an issue with them.
mm,
Seems like he's taking it too personal, honestly. Yeah,
I think especially with like if you look at the UK Dangerous Dog Act, right?
yeah,
I think was enforced in, I think it was like 1999 or whatever. I
yeah,
believe, and basically, um, there's actually been some evidence that suggests that the act doesn't work because there's
yeah,
not been robust research to demonstrate that the breeds or types of any dog is more aggressive than the other. So obviously, I think like four dogs have been banned so far.
Yeah,
Um, but like you know like a lot of the factors for the dog being aggressive can be influenced by the breed or the owner, or the experience it's had through its life.
yeah,
So it's just not a singular factor. Um, you know, I guess it's just like a fear of them that kind of
yeah,
drives the banning of this particular dog.
yeah.
Um,
Rowan, you had mentioned uh four dogs had been banned. What are those dogs, if I may ask?
Hang on a second. I need to I need to search up because I did have them. I had them like 5 seconds
Yeah,
ago. So the four dogs that have been banned on this
yeah,
act, which was reinforced in, sorry, I got it wrong, 1991. I just had to fact check there.
yeah,
Was the Pit Bull Terrier, the
yeah,
Japanese Tosa,
yeah.
Tosa, the Dogo Argentino, and the Fila Brasileiro, Braziliero.
If
Sorry,
you have any
I
viewers
made
from If you have any viewers from Brazil, please don't get angry at us for slaughtering that pronunciation.
me in
We know,
particular.
him in
I'm
particular,
really
yeah,
Brasiliana. But quite interesting. There's, I think, a survey was carried out, and they've actually detected that bites have increased by 154% from 3,454 to 8,775. Now,
yeah,
how this this increase,
yeah,
did it take account what kind of dog? Did it take account the whole country? Probably not. I'm not sure. But obviously there's some sort of, maybe not. There might be more dog tax. Who knows? There might not be.
yeah,
But I guess the message here is that I guess this subject, particularly of Richie Sunak wanting to ban these dogs, there's obviously a fear around them. But
yeah.
to get to the point, do you want them banned? And I know it's a difficult question.
Mm, personally,
Mm,
uh, I'm 50-50 on the matter.
right, yeah,
Dogs
okay,
shouldn't be doing that. People should have more restrictions, but what I mean by 50-50 is I don't want an animal to be hurt. I don't
yeah,
want an animal to be banned. So that's why I draw the line on my 50%. The other 50% is they're hurting people.
yeah,
The bites are quite dangerous. Some people not feeling safe.
mm,
That's another issue. As I said before, my only solution and something Rowan had said that I picked up on is have certain restrictions. Show a document that shows you've had this A to Z amount of training with a dog. You're responsible for the dog. If anything bad should happen, it should be liable to you, not the dog. That's okay. Have something that like be more credible to let it be more credible to you and not the dog. Because you're the one who's taking on that responsibility, yeah? So
mm,
you should be the one more who should be liable for the issue if the dog hurts someone. So I feel like just more restrictions and the initial answer to your question is no, I don't think they should be banned. No.
okay, yeah. I mean,
And what about you?
personally to me, I'm kind of on the same page. Obviously, I mentioned, I don't think, I think it's quite difficult because obviously I'm going to spike some controversy because people who like the dog and people
Yeah,
who don't, and a lot of
yeah,
people don't like the dog because there's a fear around them,
yeah,
and especially people who've been attacked will say no,
yeah,
because that's how normally stuff works. But I think unless there's a regulation, like I was mentioning, on you being able to take care of the dog and preventing it from attacking or biting or being aggressive, which the breed
mm,
is, and you can handle the dog or keep it on the lead and make sure people, you know the situation. Will it attack the people? Will it not? You know where to bring it into the space. Where like
yeah,
if you bring it into a lot of people, will it become aggressive or whatever? Unless
yeah,
there's a regulation, um, I definitely kind of don't think I think they shouldn't be banned
yeah,
because the dogs. There's not actually been, as I said before, there's not been very significant evidence that they're as aggressive as other dogs. I think there's just a fear
yeah,
around them. So yeah, I personally just don't think they should be banned, but there should be definitely some sort of regulation around them.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ro. I think that was something important. Shared something the UK that's been quite looked on. It's been like in the it's been in the light, if I could say. More recently, it's something that's been disturbing a lot of people, and I think for people who have dogs like us, me and
Mm,
Ro, I think we kind of understand the matter and we felt like we had to speak on it. But that leads us to our second part of the podcast today. Um, as everyone knows, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and me and Ro have come to a similar standpoint to not give our certain views on what's happening because we feel we don't necessarily know what we don't necessarily have enough knowledge on the matter to comment, or we know enough on the matter, but we feel that it's best we don't address it because people have their own certain opinions. People are open to have their own certain opinions on the matter, but we feel it's something that we don't necessarily want to touch because we don't feel strong on the subject as of knowledge on it. So what's happening in the whole Gaza situation is quite unfortunate.
mm,
Um, a lot of lives have been lost. That's not okay.
yeah.
And we just want to extend, personally, I want to extend my prayers to that country and just pray that it pray that we can reach a solution.
Mm,
And war is never the answer,
yeah.
in my opinion. War is never the answer. Countless of lives are being lost on this matter, and it's not something we really love to wake up in the morning to see because life is valuable, you know. They gave us one life. God gave us one life, and was supposed to use what He gave us, the gifts He gave us, to you know, to help people in the world. Rowan's doing geography. He wants
Mm,
to help people with geography or whatever he'll do in the field of geography. I'm doing social work. I want to help people best I can in the field that I'm studying. And this situation is very unfortunate, and we we feel we just have to stand together and not necessarily comment on it any further than feeling bad for what's happening in the world and trying to trying to support what's right and what is not right. So yeah, it's a difficult situation, and Ro, I'd love to hear your opinions on that as well.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult um, time right now, and I think it's definitely difficult to look at and investigate without um, because you always got to be you have to be really careful. You always got to be on one side, and
Yeah,
I think this conflict has two sides to it.
yeah,
Not that I've researched enough into it, but
yeah,
it's very unfortunate. The people who have lost and unfortunately the people have died in this conflict, and I feel for the generally to the people who had to flee or migrate
yeah,
or had to
yeah,
abandon their homes and maybe even their families. and it's very unfortunate, and it's quite disgusting on both sides. The deaths,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
and the human rights violations by both. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate. But um, so in international news recently, there's been basically a significant development in this war where um, there's like the ceasefire ongoing in the conflict involving Hamas, and basically the ceasefire signals a temporary halt in hostilities,
yeah,
and it kind of gives hope, right? Because for peace in this war in the region, and hopefully, I mean, everyone hopes that this will eventually lead to, um, this will maybe lead to peace, and maybe even um, uh, resolution and relief for affected communities.
yeah,
And that's what I really want to say. It's quite unfortunate, but there are steps which are heading towards peace,
yeah.
possibly in this war.
On the ceasefire, they let go 24. They let 24 hostages go, and
Mm,
I think we can see that the talks in the higher ups. I'm not sure which higher ups it's working. I feel like Rowan said, it's a massive step into peace and stopping of the war. And I feel like if they continue to if they continue to walk in this good path of not war, I think it can end. There's a possibility. I'm not sure, but it looks like there's a slight possibility it can finish. And no one wants this, you know. No one wakes up and says, I wish I want to war, because it's not good. I mean, I think I feel for a lot of us who've grown up in good families, we kind of take this stuff for granted. Like, we've not been in these certain situations where we have to fend for ourselves or um evacuate where we're living. And I think we're just very fortunate. I think we're just very fortunate that we're in good places. And um yeah, I I feel like this situation is hard to navigate through words when you don't really. I've read on the matter, but it's hard to navigate when you don't really want to you don't necessarily want to pick out something that will upset people. So
mm,
yeah, it's a hard situation, and we just wanted to give our specific views on it. Yeah,
yeah. Unfortunately, people are being
yeah,
affected, but at least there's some maybe a hope for peace. We hope,
yeah,
and we
yeah,
hope the families or the people in the war currently are safe, and they you know they rest they hopefully you know um, they'll get peace.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
That was deep, Ron. That was
Mm.
deep.
Moving on from that.
Um, yeah, moving on
Moving on
from
from
that.
that. Moving on from that. Quite depressing. Quite a sad bit of the news, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's gonna feel weird this change. But we're gonna move
yeah.
to talking about video games now. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's a weird switch. Bear with us, guys. We've not recorded in a year. So, yeah, on a lighter note, video. I mean, me and Rowan are like the best gamers in the world.
I don't
Best gamers in
know.
the world,
I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah, hang
I
on,
mean, I
slow
mean, I
down
would, I
there.
mean, I would categorize myself as in the top 100, maybe 97th, something there, or top 1 million, 2 million, somewhere there in the 2 million, yeah.
Mm.
Um,
I see.
As a gamer, we all know the brilliant FIFA franchise. Yeah. Um, FIFA 23 was the last FIFA. We moved to FC 24, which was, I mean, I think some could say lacked a lot. People say it feels like FIFA 23, and I think I agree. I have FC 24, and I spent quite a bit on it. Now it's on discount because it's the week of Black Friday, all of that. But I spent quite a bit on it to be disappointed. It was very lacking in a lot of areas. It feels like the same game last year, just with new kits, which is ridiculous. But I think I'll give my rating out of 10. I'll give it a two.
A two,
A two.
a
It's
two.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because there are gonna be a lot of people who are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Yusuf, I play the game. Yeah, I play the game quite a bit. FIFA is my favorite franchise in the world,
Mm,
and it's if I'm giving it a two from someone who started playing FIFA like FIFA 13 on a Nintendo 2DS, then yeah, it's a massive fall from grace. Yeah. Well, we also have Ron. You had a game in mind as well, didn't you?
uh. Oh,
Call
right.
of Duty.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. So move on. Before I move on, I I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna come out clear. I'm gonna, I've played FIFA once. I played
Yeah,
FIFA. I'm sorry. I played FIFA once. Okay. And
yeah.
or maybe 5 times. I played 5 times, and I
Okay.
think it was on the Xbox 360. And I played it. I wasn't like the best at it, but I played it. It
Yeah.
was kind of fun. But yeah, but
Could probably batter you, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
beat. I reckon. I
Yeah.
think you could beat
Yeah.
me. I don't know. We'll see. I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe challenge me, and we'll see. We'll see who wins. But that might
Yeah.
be. But yeah, like I've heard from some people. I've talked to some people who like generally really enjoy the game. They've bought the game mainly every year, or like similar games. A lot of sports games like NFL, NBA, FIFA. A lot of the like AAA titles from EA now are kind of gone worse. Like I
Yeah.
heard from a lot of people that I think it was NBA this year wasn't as good or had some problems with it, and like
It
I
was
guess
switched.
like we're kind of coming into the era where like sport games and AAA games are like becoming, I guess, worse. There's
Then
like less. There's more like focus on making money rather than making
yeah,
a good game. So they rush
exactly.
games, they push them out, and then people play them and give them a bad rating. But
Yeah.
then you've got the dedicated fans who always buy them. Which, in
Yeah.
fair, I'm also one of those dedicated
Yeah.
fans. Where,
We're both those dedicated fans, even
yeah,
though the game is horrendous.
it
You always see us buying it first.
it is a shame. I think like it kind of
Yeah.
started Battle Pass era when the Battle Pass started coming out, and you see it
Yeah.
everywhere now. It because the game. I understand games put it in because they make a
Yeah.
bunch of money off it. And
Yeah.
before that was loot boxes, and especially with
Yeah.
FIFA. FIFA had its
Yeah.
loot, and it made a
FIFA
bunch of money.
points.
Yeah,
FIFA
but
points. I think I spent once. I bought FIFA points once. I
once.
spent more. I think £10 on like I don't know. My FIFA knowledge on like online FIFA is very bad. But at the time in FIFA 16, I spent like £10 and got like
£10.
23,000. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. 1,000 coins. I used
Okay, okay.
it. I the thing is the problem about that is you're buying FIFA points, you get good packs, you beat everyone. Then at a certain point it gets boring because
Mm,
there's only so much you can do to be the best. You beat everyone, you get bored, and I think that's it. And as you said, a lot of gaming companies are making money off FIFA points, off battle passes, and it's. I mean, we used to play Fortnite with each other,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, we used to get the battle pass in lockdown, and it's interesting. It's interesting, yeah.
let's just say a lot of investment went into Fortnite when I was
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
when I was
yeah,
young. But to the point, to what you just said there, like I was
yeah,
speaking to my friend, right? I think he plays
yeah,
like either FIFA or like NBA or something. But he's saying like I think that doesn't it, like you can make your own like football like different characters. Like I think maybe in
yeah,
FIFA where you have like
yeah,
different power scores, right?
yeah.
And you
Um,
I think like, or maybe this is NBA. I'm not sure. It might be NBA.
yeah,
But basically, he was saying was you could either like I think it was like grind a character for like the whole seasons and like
yeah,
the game as a whole, and
yeah,
play every day and get all the experience and do all that hard work, and then you
yeah,
get your character, and it could just be one good, and you might need like five for your team or whatever,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like you get these people who like you know, fair enough, it's out there, you can do it, where you just buy the
yeah,
credit and you just upgrade your character max level. And this could be at the start, like people who don't want to
yeah,
spend money won't spend
yeah,
money and then won't be able to play the game because everyone's got so high tier characters. So
yeah.
it is quite a slight problem.
I
um
mean, it's very controversial because in NBA you can just buy all the levels.
yeah,
You can be the best player, and you don't even need to have experience. You just
yeah,
get, I think it was what, $50. You buy it, and then you have all the experience. You've bought all the levels. You have all the access to the things that can make you a good NBA player in like my career, even though you're very horrible, trash at the game. So I think that's what made a lot of NBA player, a lot of NBA players who, a lot of people who play NBA quite upset
mm,
about that. And I mean, FIFA, it's more or less the same. I mean, you just need to, I mean, I play manage a career or play a career, and it's, I could say it's more or less the same in the online version. Because I was playing, I think, called Pro Clubs with my friend, and we, it's, you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, video games. Uh, really, the new Spider-Man game came out. We
yeah.
both haven't played it.
I haven't played it, but it looks good. But like
It looks,
it
it
looks.
looks,
I played the last games.
yeah.
I enjoyed the last games. I didn't play Miles Morales. Um,
I played Miles Morales. It was from the first Spider-Man game, it was short.
okay.
Storyline was quite short, and we didn't really venture into the character. And I think with this one, you can, because it gives you more of Miles's story and less of Peter's. I don't know.
I mean,
And
like
yeah,
you can switch between them. So like
yeah, you
they
can.
must. I think they do like kind of like I watched a review of it, and they do
Yeah,
go over like kind of like Miles when he goes to I think college or university. I'm not sure,
yeah,
but it's kind of like him going through like saving people and also ordinary life, like the problems between
yeah,
them both. But
yeah.
yeah, it does look quite good. Will I buy it? Maybe. Who knows? And then
Well,
also, I'm gonna. Any other points on that before I move on?
no, I mean, I wish I could buy it, but it's not on PS4. So
Yeah,
think I'll have to wait another 4 years for it to come out on PS4. Um,
yeah.
if
We
any,
hope we hope
yeah,
for
we hope,
the better graphics on the PS4 quality.
yeah,
Um,
or if any of our viewers are feeling generous. Um, yeah.
yeah,
Anyways, yes, Rome.
yeah.
What's next?
Um, yeah. So to the like games becoming less better.
Yeah,
Especially AAA games. We're going to talk about the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, not the original Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare 3, the old one. I mean the new one that they've just made,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they've
yeah,
recalled the same. Yeah, okay, right, okay. So it's basically a DLC, right? So
yeah,
it's a lot of people are saying it's a DLC, and I mean personally. I played Call of Duty is basically the same game reposted each year. So
yeah,
you'll have new guns, new maps, a new mode, something. And each one is basically used to experiment a different mechanics. So they might this one I think they like allowed you to like tilt your gun or something, and then the last one they did, I think it was like I think it was Cold. No, that's Black Ops. But yeah, each new version of Call of Duty, they tend to put a new mechanic in, and that's basically the selling point of the game. So this time
Yeah.
you can tilt your gun. Wow, I'm gonna buy the game. Um, Now personally, I did play a bit of the beta, but I decided not to really buy the game yet.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it just feels like it was I think it's like still like 70 or £60 or something like that for the game
The
itself.
pricing is crazy. It's
And
crazy.
all you're getting is the last game with new
Yeah.
guns. It looks a
Yeah.
bit better. It's got a new mechanic. The story mode is a bit. It's got some interesting points. I've not played the story, but I've watched it and I've watched a review of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is my opinion on it. But it's kind of like a lot of. I think it was like only like 4, 6 maps were original, or I think it was, yeah, I think it was only 4 or 6. I think it was a 4, but most of them were like took them from Warzone, which is
Yeah.
like, and they've made them like open, like open map, so like you
Yeah.
could freely explore. But that kind of is a bit. There's not a lot like
Yeah.
it's a bit too open. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And also like I guess was yeah, they also put some features where like you can unlock specific guns on that map, but you can only use it if you come back to the map if you replayed the campaign.
Yeah.
Um, which I don't think a lot of people have, maybe or a few people. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, and they kind of try to make it like make your own choice.
Yeah.
But it tends to just be like dialogue. Um,
Yeah.
and there's not much. Like they could have put like stealth sections or like different, like it would, I'm not blaming the developers. They literally had, I think it was, they were given like 8 months or
Yeah.
something like that to
That's
develop this game, and
yeah.
they put a few guns in and some multiplayer maps, but like
Yeah.
they basically just like took all the Black Ops, no, call it Modern Warfare 2 old maps.
And added it into
Yeah,
this one.
and then obviously a lot of people are disappointed with zombies, just because it's kind
Uh
of like DMZ Outbreak,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's not the traditional round base which a lot of people like,
Yeah.
but the people who do
I I
like DMZ and
I
Outbreak like it. Sorry, you continue. Yeah.
yeah, sorry, my bad. I played Zombies Call of Duty Black Ops 3 with my sisters and brother.
Mm,
And we the highest round we went was I think 7 or 8.
mm,
And it made it more interesting because you wanted to go back, advance more. Like it would make you more eager to go back, you know? So when you gave that point, I think yeah, it looked kind of disappointing. I have a friend who talked to me about it. Like you watched people playing it, and he was quite disappointed because he loves his favorite aspect of Call of Duty was the zombies, and that wasn't the best. So yeah, sorry, you were saying.
yeah, I think also for a lot of people, they kind of like made the it solo really hard. Like you have to cooperate as a group.
Yeah,
Or also the story missions and like the dialogue is not really that interesting, and the story isn't that amazing. Where you have to do a lot of things just to get a cutscene or something. You have to pick up this, but
yeah,
obviously it's like it makes sense because you pick up upgrades and stuff. But they haven't made it quite engaging and enjoyable really.
yeah,
So yeah. Do you have any? I think that's my point. I think if you want to buy the game, go buy the game. This is just my opinion,
yeah,
but um, I don't know. I just feel like the game, Modern Warfare, especially like
yeah.
Sledgehammer worked on this, and all the Sledgehammer games are
Oh, good.
they're not particularly
They're all right.
great.
They're
They're
all right.
okay.
They're all right. Yeah,
I'm not blaming Sledgehammer, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
like let me think. You had Call of Duty Vanguard. We're not going to talk about that. Um, we have what they worked on like some of the zombies, and that wasn't that good. And then yeah, there's just a lot of people are kind of hoping that Treyarch and Black Ops kind of next year, and the zombies will be good, like Cold War was. But of course,
Yeah.
Cold War Outbreak was pretty interesting. And
Yeah.
then they still kept the round base, and the Easter eggs were actually pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that game quite good. But yeah, otherwise from that, do you have any other games would you like to talk about?
Oh, I think those are the most important ones to us. So, yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we have anything else to cover on
I
that.
mean, I could talk about some others, but depending on like how long we want this to be.
Not too long.
Uh,
Like we have to wrap it up. We've talked for a while. I think it's like 30 minutes, you know.
I'll talk about. I'll just like do brief like some newer games that's popped up, I guess. Um,
Yeah,
okay, so another game I would like to talk about. I don't know if you've played it yet.
yeah,
It's obviously I think it's on computer, obviously, and I'm not sure if it's on Xbox or not. But it's like a game called Lethal Company. I'm sure you've heard of it, right?
nope.
You've not
I've
heard
not
of
heard of
Lethal?
it.
Ah,
I've not.
it
Nope.
is. It's like it's quite fun. It's a very fun co-op game. It's like
Yeah,
a group of four. You like on this spaceship, and you have to like get parts and sell them. And if you don't
yeah,
sell them, you die. I'm not gonna spoil it. Just play the game.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it leaves some funny moments because it is like a very like low. It like looks like graphic wise. I do like the graphics. It looks really cool.
yeah,
Um, but it is pretty interesting graphic design. But um,
yeah,
it looks like an older game, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah,
But it kind of plays onto that horror. It's like it is a mainly
yeah,
horror game. But you'll be in a group of four, and like you'll have your friends like come in with you, and you'll just hear them scream and disappear. So
yeah.
it is definitely a terror. I like I was pretty scared a few times. But yeah, I quite enjoyed the game to be honest. But it's pretty cheap as well. I think it's only like £8 or something.
I
But
think that's a reasonable price. Yeah,
you know, I'm sure a lot of people have bought it. But if you have some
yeah,
friends, I'd recommend it. But
yeah,
it's up to you if you buy it or not.
yeah.
And I think that is it. Um, unless there's
So
anything else.
I don't think there is. So everyone, again, we just want to thank you. We know it's been a long process in 2 years to get a podcast out of us.
Mm,
We just want to thank you for all your support, those who have watched and those who have enjoyed. Um, uh, yeah, I feel like this podcast kind of journey has been great, however short it's been, because we've only made 4 or 5 episodes. I think this will be the fifth or the
yeah.
fourth. And I just me and Rowan, well, it's nothing to do with us not being. We're good friends. He's one of my closest friends, and I'm very grateful to have done this with him. He's
Mm.
an amazing person. He has a gaming channel which he has not uploaded in 3 years. Go and check that out.
Look.
Ro
Okay.
Robo
Listen.
Gaming. I'm giving you a shout
Wait.
out.
Can't say it. Can't say it.
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah, yeah. Cut
You know
out.
I'm gonna
But
cut that out, right? I'm gonna cut that out.
yeah, I know you're gonna cut it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But we just want to thank you everyone and see you for the Christmas special,
Yeah.
which we are definitely having. We're not gonna do a hoax and say
Yeah.
we're
We're
gonna
doing.
have a Christmas special. We're not gonna have a Christmas special. I remember we had one in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, or we recorded it and did not release it because it was too late.
Yeah.
One of the two.
And listen, I
But
promise you this. I promise you
yeah,
this, from my
yeah,
deepest of my heart, that we will
yeah,
record it and post it
yeah.
on Christmas.
On
On
Christmas,
Christmas, directly
on Christmas.
on Christmas, the 25th of December.
Yeah,
We will post. It will not be after. It will not be before. It will be on Christmas. Um,
Christmas. Yeah,
and that's only because it's the last one. So you know,
Yeah.
and we will,
And it,
it's been quite fun. Like, this podcast has been something different. I've enjoyed it. Talked about some interesting issues.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, we're just like getting too busy for it. So yeah, we'll see you at Christmas, I guess.
Yeah. So signing off from your favorite co-host. Oh, signing off from your favorite host and your favorite co-host. Have a good one, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.